We're live. We're live. We're live.
Almost live.
We're live on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh no.
We're low battery on Instagram,
Hi.
but we're live. James, man, you beat us here. We hadn't even joined yet, and you were jumping on here. We just hopped out the shower, got the run done. Our audio a little close. Anyways,
How's everyone's night going?
how's everyone's night going? It's Crystal's birthday today. We're going to celebrate her birthday after this live by going out to eat and get some good food and walk around and spend some time together.
I might even get a drink tonight.
Ooh, living it up. Crazy, on fire.
Maybe on a Wednesday night.
Anyways, I want to talk about positivity, all right? As opposed to negativity. There's enough negativity in the world right now. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that.
This was my idea, by the way.
This was Crystal's idea.
I'm so tired of negativity that I've literally shut it out of my life. So I thought, what better topic to talk about than putting away that negativity, bringing in the positivity on the birthday.
I feel like it's kind of cool, though, because we had so much negativity from people when we first started the keto brick business.
Yes.
Like we'd sell out before everybody would try it, or it wasn't what people expected, or they didn't like the macros, whatever. Like we got so much negativity in the very beginning with that I feel like it kind of hardened our skin a little bit, thickened us up.
Thickened our skin, yeah.
Thickened our skin, not hardened our heart. Not hardened our heart.
We care so much, but at a certain point, you have to like just completely shut it off and like just not even feed into that. So when people send negative things, it's like, that's funny. That's kind of just like what it means to us. And then we just have to sit on it and be kind back. And yeah.
I have one major tip for being positive, though. This is incredibly applicable, and it transcends just the keto space, the nutrition genre. It goes into all aspects of life. But before I tell you that tip, what you got, Crystal? You got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I have several tips. Like I've had to get really good at it over the years. And I'll tell you, like, I don't personally have, like, as far as I know, I don't have any, like, haters. I don't really have, like, trolls that comment on things. So I'm very lucky and blessed in that regard. That I don't feel like I have to, like, say all the time, like, you don't have to talk to me because I'm going to just poo-poo you anyways. That I feel like just being yourself and being open, but also being kind in the way that you share your message is really big. I find that people who are a little bit more spicy or like sassy.
You're pretty spicy.
I can be pretty spicy. But people who are a little bit sassy or spicy in the way that they share their message get a lot of kickback. And I feel like that's because spicy and sassy attracts spicy and sassy. And when those two meet, it crashes. And so I feel like going about things in a kind manner, even if your heart is hurt, even if someone says something mean to you, always being kind back. And I have not always been good at that. I will not even say that I've always been good at that, but it's something that I've really had to, like, I've just like swallow your tongue sometimes and just don't it's like back what your parents used to tell you, like, say, what is it?
If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That one. And I really, really think that this is true for so many adults, that we learned it when we were children, but we like forgot it as we grew up. And now it's like, I'm allowed to say whatever I want and no one should ever get their feelings hurt. Well, people are going to get their feelings hurt. So always being kind in the way that in your message. And then also I have chosen to remove negative people from my life and things that make me feel poorly. So people, the way someone makes me feel, the way that like someone's tone of voice or whatever, it's either you confront that situation or you completely rid it get rid of it. Don't have it in your life. And for some people, that's going to be certain platforms. There are certain platforms that I just do not partake in, like Twitter being one of them. Twitter is a evil place. I'm sure there's some really great people on there, but for the most part, it just seems like a lot of negative talk. So I choose that I'm not going to go on Twitter, even if it could be a little bit better for Lady Savage or whatever. I'm not going to, because it's not worth it in my life to have that negativity. Yeah.
Right.
So I think just like choosing that. Also, on the platforms that you do go on, only watch certain people. It's okay to choose a group of 5 people that's all you watch. That's the only story that you watch. That's the only, whatever. Put a time limit. I have a time limit set on my Instagram that I'm not allowed to go over. And if as soon as it pops up, it's either I can say, I'm just going to go on there longer today, or I'm like, oh, that's my reminder that I should probably get off of it for the day. So.
All right, this is my tip. My tip. Never, ever, ever sacrifice your integrity or who you are as a person for any type of, short-term, even long-term gain. And here's why. If you negativity breeds negativity. And if you feel threatened by anybody or anything or any comment, you're exponentially more likely to say or do something that you regret. But if you never sacrifice your integrity, you'll likely never feel threatened to a point where you would have to do something that makes you feel vulnerable like that. Like people talk shit about me all the time on all kinds of platforms because people talk bad about me on all kinds of platforms because they don't agree with my way of doing things. And that's fine. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I can totally embrace that. People talk crap about the company because they don't like the bricks, and that's fine. I can totally embrace that. I've never marketed it to be the best thing for everybody. But I've never once sacrificed who I am at the core, what I believe in, what I stand for, what I'm passionate about in any of my business endeavors, any of my personal endeavors, in my relationship with my clients, my friends, my family, anything. And because of that, no matter what type of negative crap people spew my way, it never triggers me because it doesn't threaten who I am at the core, because I'm not dependent upon their negativity to feel my fulfillment. So that's my 2 cents on the topic. If you never sacrifice who you are and your integrity, then it's like it doesn't even phase you. So
yeah. I will say, I was a completely different person like 4 or 5 years ago. I used to let people walk all over me all the time. I never spoke my thoughts, and I was just like really willing to be anyone's punching bag. And I appreciate the negativity that has come to me on social media or in personal lives or whatever, because it's made me grow as a person. And I hope that I'm able to share what I've learned with people, which is why I make posts and stuff on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, because I hope that what I have to say is something that is going to be someone else's worth someone else's while. That the things that I've had to go through, I can just share with someone and they don't have to go through it, because it's not a fun thing to go through. So anyways, that's that. I'm just going to keep rambling about it.
Let's dive into some of these comments. Happy birthday. Brandon says, hi, y'all. Nicole says, happy birthday, Crystal. You are so inspiring. I got a bunch of
happy birthdays over here.
Yeah, thank beautiful you. And absolutely one of the best people alive. I truly hope your day is splendid. Bless you and Robert. Love y'all. Love you too. Love wins. Totally agree. If you surround yourself with negative people, you can't help but feel that energy.
It's true.
So true. Hate negativity. Wait. I love positivity. Way better. Way better. 100% on integrity. No regrets with a life like that. Full support.
I love the bricks. Effing awesome, brother. Can everybody succeed with a keto diet?
It's a good question. No, probably not. Most definitely not. Like, the keto diet is not a one size fits all. Now, there's probably a lot of people who do keto and don't see the success they want to see with it, and then assume that the keto diet wasn't work for them, where in reality they probably could have tweaked a few more things and had it
Yeah.
worked wonderfully well for them. But there are definitely situations in which it's not going to work for them. Like, for instance, and it goes beyond just the physiological too. Like, it goes psychological. Like, if somebody absolutely can't go without rice, like maybe that's just their freaking heritage, and I'm talking about Bryson right now, then he's probably not going to do that great on a ketogenic diet. You know, he
Right.
could, but it's not sustainable for him, so he probably won't be.
My biggest thing, if I were to suggest something, is even if keto doesn't work for you or whatever, a whole food diet will work for you. So making sure to eat whole foods. So if you tried keto and it doesn't work for you, were you trying whole food keto? And if keto doesn't work for you and that's not your thing, then stick to whole foods. And that is my next best suggestion, would be to just eat real freaking whole foods, you know?
Totally.
Dylan said, "Happy birthday, Crystal."
Happy birthday, Crystal. Love you guys. Thank you, Kristen. Happy birthday from Australia. Happy birthday from Ellen, who just clocked out.
In most cases, those who matter don't care, and those who care don't matter.
In most cases, those who matter don't care, and those who care. I like that. That's true. It's true.
Those who care don't matter?
Like care could be swapped out for, you know, being negative. Like if they're being super negative, they don't really matter in the first place.
Dylan said finally turned 22.
People also expect quick results. That's not realistic to all people on keto, so they give up too quickly. Yeah, that's totally true. Like, keto is not a quick fix, short-term thing.
Who wins in rock, paper, scissors?
Should we do rock, paper, scissors right now on the live?
It doesn't. There is no full winner. It goes in a circle.
What do you mean?
Scissors does paper. Paper covers rock. Rock smashes scissors.
Well, best.
So no one ever wins.
Best out of 3.
I'm pretty sure they're asking if paper, scissors, or rocks win, and it doesn't.
I was about to smoke her on rock, paper, scissors. I heard that one.
I like that your silly question totally turned into a serious question for us.
Do you feel that the older we get, the more protein we need? I'm in my late 50s and want to cut more fat and gain lean mass. Yes, I do. I also feel like people should weight train forever, resistance train in some form or fashion forever, especially as they get older. As you get older, you have sarcopenia, so you're more likely to be catabolic, muscle wasting. It just happens. You can combat that by eating enough protein and training with weights, resistance training, getting movement in, stimulating the muscle, and also eating enough calories overall. If you're not simply eating enough food, regardless of the macronutrient makeup, that's going to be catabolic as well.
Thank you both for being so open and positive. I wanted to let you guys know that when I post funny things on your guys' posts, I'm not trolling. I'm just trying to bring laughter to the world that is so serious. Yes, I know that.
I know that.
Okay. I always think it's funny. I usually put like a laughing face or something because your comments are always hilarious.
This is a good question. Does the brick count as a whole food? I always think it does, but is it? I know it is technically processed. So it is not a whole food. Technically, a ribeye steak that you buy from the grocery store is processed. It's just very minimally processed. Like we all know what the word process is, and any type of food processing is just that. So any steps involved in getting it from its total raw, pure, primitive state to right before you put it in your mouth, those are all different processes that happen to get you there. So the brick is definitely a processed food, just as technically, it's not the same on the same level playing field as a ribeye steak. There's much less processing in a ribeye steak than there is a keto brick. Now, the keto brick has very minimal processing as far as pre-packaged foods go. So
that's why we keep it in-house, so that we can keep it really minimal.
Yeah, so pre-packaged foods is like a whole genre of foods altogether in itself. And most pre-packaged goods, I think it's pre-packaged goods, involve a significant amount of processing. The bricks are very minimally processed. Like all of the ingredients except for the protein powder is just single ingredients. So I'm super, super proud of that. That's why we've kept it in-house, so we can, like Crystal said, make sure that there's not any additional processing.
Bryson and Dylan are on here. He said, "Hey, man, I know you know I'm here, and that's why you said that. And then Dylan said he's watching and eating rice.
Probably. Robert, love the new site. Well, thank you. I'm in love with it too.
Jonathan says having a baby is a great way to stay positive. The smile on that face every day.
That would be good. You could have the puppy too, though.
This is true.
Sarah said, I loved everything you both said at the beginning of this video. Living a life with integrity, vision, and desire to give back, share our own unique talents is what it's all about. Amen to that. And then nothing special can replace the satisfaction of this. All my respects. Thank you so very much.
Dylan said that he did not yell happy birthday, but there was like 5 exclamation points at the end of that. So if you weren't yelling, I don't know what that was.
Jamie says, some say calories don't matter. I tend to say they do. I am confused to what my caloric intake should be. Currently around 1,400 calories, 130 grams of protein, 70 to 80 grams of fat, 5 to 20 grams of carbs daily. Too high or too low? All right, this is a very specific question to you. It's really hard to give macro advice because everybody's going to be different, and I don't like giving macro advice in like specific grams and then anybody listening take it and run with it. So let me preface this conversation with that. Also, I don't ever recommend holding calories constant or macros constant. Like I'm constantly manipulating my macros. Oops, low battery. I'm constantly manipulating my macros, my protein, my fats, my carbs stay pretty low, but I'm constantly manipulating my protein and fat depending on what my goal is and my overall caloric intake is. So I wouldn't set it and forget it on any of this. I don't know what your body fat percentage is. I don't know a lot of that stuff, but 1,400 calories is pretty low if you're like trying to be at a maintenance. I mean, just to give you some perspective, when I'm working with my smallest of female clients and they're at like the very end of a competition prep, I never really take them below 1,300 calories. And that's after months of dieting down to that. So 1,400 is only 100 calories above that. And that's not a whole lot of food. I mean, as far as calories go and fuel in general goes, if you can tolerate more calories without any adverse effects, you're generally better off doing that. Keyword being without any adverse effects. Like there's definitely a demographic out there that eat in too much of a surplus, and that can come with a host of negative reactions. But you don't want to chronically be under eating. So one way to upregulate your body's ability to eat more is to have more lean muscle tissue. I don't know what your training's like. There's a lot of things I don't know about this question, so I wouldn't be able to give you specific macro goals, but I'll start with that.
For those that don't have success on keto, it's important to define what keto they were actually doing. Yeah, which is why I wanted to emphasize the whole food aspect of doing keto. I mean, there is a lot of people that do like a higher protein keto. There's the people who do higher fat keto. There's people who do net carb keto. That's kind of what we're saying is like when someone says it doesn't work for them, there was probably a lot that you can manipulate to be a better fit for you. But I think primarily speaking, whole food is going to be best for anyone.
Yeah.
Now, what your ratios are, that can vary to figure out what's going to be best for you as an individual.
I am fixing to buy your bricks. They're great and the best for meal replacement, and you work so hard to get it on the market. Love you from Arkansas. Well, thank you so very much for the support. We certainly appreciate it, and I'm so glad to hear you love the bricks.
What's up, y'all? Can't wait till you're up in Northwest Arkansas.
I can't either, man. I'm super excited. I keep seeing your posts. You're looking super shredded, by the way. Let's definitely plan a workout and a podcast as soon as we get up there. We'll make it happen, man.
Aaron says, hey, birthday girl. Gormy says, happy birthday, Crystal. Josh Moore says, are you guys bringing keto bricks to the Arnold this year?
I've never been to the Arnold, believe it or not. I'd love to do it, though.
Yeah,
that'd be
really
sweet.
Fun. Dylan said, just so excited. Okay. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a great one.
James says, have you ever thought of packaging the bricks in a container that is also a mold? In case it melts, it can reform in the same container it was formed in, like the Ritz crackers and cheese dip. Yeah, I actually looked into our own custom molds, and molds is a funny thing. Like what you're talking about is a little bit different than what I was looking into. I was looking at like custom silicone molds. That way people can have it at whatever bite size they wanted, and we still may do that. I just got to find a different supplier than the one we were looking into. I
wish it would work out with that, like the cheese dip part, but we are very picky about not using plastic. And if plastic is sent in heat and plastic melts into your food, it can be extremely harmful to your health. So we won't ever use plastic in our packaging, but we have definitely looked into like silicone molds or other options. But as of right now,
We could ship it in a stainless steel mold, but that may get a little expensive. Love how getting strong relates to the mind, body, spirit, and of course nutrition. Cheers to getting older. Many happy returns. Awesome, Crystal.
Thank you. Thoughts on inversion tables for back health?
Actually, just mentioned that today.
We did just talk about them today. That's funny.
Yeah. I like inversion tables. I want to get some of those. I think they're called like gravity boots or something like that. But they're boots that you put on, and then you can, attach those to like a pull-up bar or something like that. So I'm thinking about that. But inversion tables are good. Main thing is you don't want to just jump right into an inversion table and go full blown, vertical with it upside down. Having never done it before, that may cause some issues. But yeah, I think they can be super, super helpful. Fat to fit Gabby. I am obese at 387 pounds. Is 2,200 calories a great number for fat loss? Also is 50 grams of total carbs every day good to reverse insulin resistance and lose fat. So I don't know if you were here when we were talking about the other macro specific question. I can't really give specific macrogram recommendations based off of this little information. 50 grams of total carbs is definitely on the lower end of people that eat carbohydrates, but I would try and get a little bit lower than that. And it's still, I don't know what kind of carbs those are. I don't know if that's net carbs or not. You said total carbs, but I don't know what type of total carbs those are. Mm-hmm. Some are going to be more highly glycemic than others. And if you're super insulin resistant, you may be much more responsive to that higher carb count. So if you're not insulin resistant, you could probably tolerate that without too many issues. But if you're super insulin resistant, you may actually want to go even lower on those total carb count.
Josh said, I said that because Crystal is tweaking her back. About the inversion table, which is funny because we were talking about the inversion table because of me. But yeah, I'm just like super tight because we were sitting in the car for so many days. But
yeah, that's probably what it was.
And then we did squats today.
Oh, come to the Arnold. It's a nice event. Our downtown is really nice too.
Where is it at again?
Ohio. Ohio.
Okay. Hey, sorry for jumping on late. Don't apologize. Happy birthday. Hope all is well.
HBD. I didn't even know that was a happy birthday.
Really?
Yeah. Any possible runs of the maple brick on the horizon? Ooh, that's a good question.
It's a seasonal flavor.
It's a seasonal flavor, and I tend to think of seasons in regards to hunting seasons. And hunting season's getting closer. That's a nice way of saying that, right?
Any new flavor bricks in the works. So right now we are really, really focusing on moving. That doesn't sound exciting to anyone else except for us. But because we are moving, we have so many different things going in so many different directions. And we're so excited about it.
I will say this, though. We have ordered ingredients for a new flavor.
Yes, we have ordered ingredients, and some of them take a little while to get here, but
some of them take like 2 months to get here.
Yes. So we are very excited about new flavors coming out. We're so excited. We've been flavor testing, and so that's really exciting. But we are focused primarily on getting us moved up there right now.
People are negative when they are unhappy with themselves and are envious of the people that are successful, and both of you are the best. Yes, I concur with that wholeheartedly. Like people, it makes no sense in a normal person's mind to just randomly spew negativity if life is going good for them. Like, I feel very blessed. I feel very grateful. I'm happy. Like, yes, I have a ton of stress. There's always a million moving pieces in life. But I feel very happy and blessed. And because I feel very happy and blessed and fortunate, I never find it necessary to go out of my way to bring on negativity to others. If that was not the case and I was incredibly unhappy with the whole world, then it would seemingly make more sense to like be negative to others to bring people down to my level so I feel more comfortable. But that's not how I operate. And it's sad that some people feel that is necessary. but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The best way to combat that is to simply be a light in the darkness, you know?
Yep.
Like Batman.
How has inflation and this is the guy that just said that everything that he says is funny, so I'm going to roll with it, but know that this is not me saying it. How has inflation and the fake pandemic affected your ability to source ingredients and fabrics?
All right. Well, the pandemic is a conversation for an entirely different live, but it has affected ingredients a little bit. It's slowed down our ingredients quite a bit, honestly. Like we've had to, whereas before we could order ingredients like a month in advance and it get here on time. Now we have to order ingredients like 8 to 10 weeks in advance, which is not cool because it negatively impacts cash on hand and cash flow.
Yeah, it really affected the apparel. It was so hard to get gloves and sanitizer for the dishes and all of that stuff, and we did it. But at certain times we were like scrounging, or we didn't work because you can't not have clean dishes and you can't not have gloves. So, there was some definite like annoying, harder times, but overall, we were extremely blessed during this last year, and so we will take none of that for granted.
Yeah. The apparel definitely was affected because like all the different textile and fabric companies are all over the world, and all that got impacted, which is why we're going to start doing all of our apparel production in-house, which I'm super excited about.
Exciting. LOL. Yeah. Enjoy the move. Yeah.
Happy
birthday, Crystal.
Columbus, Ohio. Monica Smith says, hello to you both from Connecticut.
Sounds like you need a massage,
Crystal.
Yeah, yes. I do actually really. I know that sounds really terrible.
She's the one that does
need a massage, but I do need a massage.
She's the one that does massages.
Yeah, but I'm saying I do need a massage.
I need a massage.
Come on down.
My back hurts. My back hurts. All right, we got more questions.
When is Robert going to get on FODS, Real Bodybuilding Podcast?
I don't know.
Food FODS?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I DM'd him. I'm pretty sure you sent me his profile and I messaged him, but I will double check that. So I will shoot me another DM right now, or as soon as this live's over, so I can make sure and that's on the top of my DM inbox feed. But I'm pretty sure I reached out to him. I will definitely follow up though.
Do you have any vacations planned? Well, we just got back from North Carolina, so that was really fun. My brother is coming out on Wednesday. I'm so excited. A week from today. I will not be here next week, actually. Robert will be. And then I'm going to travel with him back to his home.
Yes.
Robert doesn't have any things planned.
Rock, paper, scissors for the massage. All right, that's a good question. What is one thing each of you are most excited about with what will happen after the move? You first.
I have so many things. Okay, with the business.
One thing.
What?
One thing. Can't say so many things.
I know. I have so many things, but I said for the business or for personal. So for the business, the thing I'm most excited about is having our full hired team together. So we've hired several people, and they will not be joining us until we've officially moved. And I'm very excited for that professionally. Personally, I'm really so beyond happy to have a home. Like, so happy to have a home. So happy to just like not live in a warehouse. It's been a really fun 3 years, but it's been a long 3 years of living in a warehouse. So I'm just real happy to have a home.
I'm super excited for working on the land at the home, like fencing it in, having animals, things like that, raising all of our own food. And from a business standpoint, definitely having the team all together will be huge. But I'm super excited about the podcast studio because I'm going to start flying all of my guests in for in-person recording. And I'm all about relationships and fostering great relationships. And I feel like podcasting is an amazing platform, an amazing medium to have long-form conversations. And I feel like it's just better if it's done in person. So I'm super excited about that.
I don't know what this means, but it says, when you move, do you guys get to get goats? I feel like goats would calm Crystal down, LOL. What does that mean? Am I hyper?
I feel like it would be relaxing to have animals to work with.
Am I hyper though? Do I need to calm down?
Your eyes are pretty buggy right now.
Yeah, but I'm questioning my whole life right now.
um,
But yeah, we do want to get goats, mostly for the milk.
yes, goats would be good. Keto brick, is it meant to eat all at once, nibble on it from time to time, eat before or after workout? So it's pretty versatile. I mean, that's the beauty of the brick. I eat mine. Sometimes I eat it all at once, and sometimes if I'm doing 2 meals a day, I'll oftentimes cut it in half and eat half of one with the first meal, and the other half at my final meal. And it's energy. Like calories are energy. So there's not that much protein in the brick, so I would never recommend that be the only thing anybody eats. Like I've never recommended that. I never would recommend that. You need to have protein. You need to have protein from good quality sources. There is protein in the brick, and it is good quality protein, but it's not enough for a day's worth of protein by any means. So pair it with a meal. Pair it with a steak or something like that. I like to have the brick because it helps get my fat in, and I can pair that with a steak and be good to go. So that's how I personally use it.
Oh, that's how I found you guys. A podcast search. Have been listening to past episodes all day at work. So informative.
Awesome. That's
Robert
music to my ears.
Really does have an amazing podcast. Like I know you're gonna be all excited about yourself, but he really does have a good podcast. And the one thing that I really do, and I can say this because it's not mine. It's not my podcast. So
She doesn't listen to them that often.
I do listen to them, but I love the fact that there are so many different kinds of people from so many different kinds of walks of life and diets and hobbies and career paths and like all of these different things. You're not hearing the same thing over and over and over again to like preach a message. It's always something different, someone else's story, really informative about several different topics. I just think it's really fun. So great job.
Thank you, babe. Which KetoCons, if any, are you planning to attend? There is only one KetoCon, like the actual KetoCon conference, and that is next year. But there is there are other keto conferences. I'm assuming that's what you meant. And the only one that I have on the schedule currently is the Keto Summit Omaha, which is in August of this year.
I don't even do keto anymore, and I still follow and support you guys for showing me keto and saving my life.
It makes my day.
That means a lot.
It does.
Have you ever considered whole food plant-based? Apparently, it boosts insulin sensitivity, so you can use carbs and hence insulin for muscle gain. Yeah, no. I like my meat.
Yeah, I'm nothing against people that do want to go plant-based, but that's not my cup of tea.
There's a lot. How do you say this? There are so many benefits of eating animal-based for me as an individual and for Robert as an individual that we prefer to stay animal-based.
Yeah.
Everyone is so going to do their own thing, and we will support everyone. But the way that we do it, we prefer to use animal proteins and fats.
Crystal is high energy, not hyper. Big difference.
Oh.
Boom.
High energy.
When will you market keto bricks to diabetic people who can use keto bricks to prevent their blood sugar from spiking?
They can use it now.
Yeah, I've not marketed it specifically to that demographic, but I do have a ton of diabetic clients, friends, people in the community that do eat the bricks for that very reason.
Yeah, I feel like the problem with that is a lot of people who are diabetic who are on medication haven't fully switched to keto. So having them eat a lot of fat with the bricks and still eating their carbs can be extremely dangerous for them. So, and not great for their health. So if they're going to make the switch, I would rather them just like make that switch and then enjoy the bricks and use that as a tool.
Every single time I went low carb, I got pregnant. Low carb helps.
Yeah, it sure does. I've heard that so many times.
I'm thinking it's time we go celebrate your birthday, babe.
We're going to go have dinner.
Yes. So, one more thing from Sarah Emily here. Maybe we could expand the group to include endurance athletes and communicate how carbs are not necessary. Yeah, we can talk about that anytime you want.
We are not endurance athletes.
I do some endurance stuff, but it's definitely not my forte.
No.
Do you think it's possible to combine DSK with alternate day fasting if your main goal is long-term fat loss rather than competition prep?
DSK wasn't made as a competition prep.
It was
not. It is made as a fat loss program for long-term fat loss.
Yes, and I'm honestly not a huge fan of alternate day fasting. Of course, everything, I don't want that to be taken out of context. Like it's going to be super dependent upon the individual. If on fasting days you're not eating, obviously, but on the days that you are eating, you're eating enough calories that your average intake for the week is within a healthy range, there could be some merit in that. But it would be very hard for most people to eat a legitimately healthy intake of calories on the feeding days to offset the fasting days for a long-term period. And I feel like they would be simply being in a deficit is a stressor on the body. Not a bad stressor, but a stressor nonetheless. So I don't normally recommend fasting and being in a deficit simultaneously because that's just too many stressors to be optimal.
Mm-hmm. How often a week do you eat a brick? Daily, I eat carnivore diet and do CF. Thoughts?
I eat one every single day.
I eat probably one over 5 days.
Yeah.
Which
1 over 5 days, really?
Yeah, I'll have one brick a week.
She's
and I'll
nibbler.
just I'm kind of a snacker, and I really like savory. So I'll have a little bit of sweet at the end of a meal or something. But have a great night. Chat soon. Gotta go clean some fish. Bye. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Well, you
Take
too.
care.
Enjoy those fish.
Dr. Volek and Finney have their book, The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Performance, with some focus on endurance. Yeah, it's a great book. Yep. It's one of the OG books for sure. All right, y'all. Take care. Toodaloo. Love you.
I will not be here for 2 weeks in a row. I'll miss you guys.
I'll carry the weight.
Robert will carry all the weight.
All right. Ta-ta for now.
Bye-bye.
Adios. Bye-bye.